Good afternoon students, welcome to video lectures on chemistry. So in our last class we discussed about p block elements. So how many electrons are there and how many elements are there? So there are 13th group elements, 14th group elements, 15th group, 16, 17 and 18. So these are the groups which present in p block elements. So that is nothing but in all these groups last electron is entered into p orbital. That is why all these are examples for p block elements. So where 13 is boron family, 13th group is boron family. Next carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and neon. So all these are p block elements. So this is 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. In all these groups the last electron enter into p orbital. That is why all these are examples for p block elements. So already discussed about 13th group, 14th group as well as 15th group. So what is the general electronic configuration of these groups and also what are the properties, physical properties. We discussed the physical properties of all these elements, boron family, carbon family as well as nitrogen family, and also discussed about electronic configuration. So what is the electronic configuration of boron family as well as carbon as well as nitrogen, and also general electronic configuration for all these elements is NS2NP126. NS2NP126. So NS2NP1 is for boron family and NP2 for second one, and last up to neon it is NS2NP6. For neon, electronic configuration is NS2NP6, where N is nothing but principal quantum number. So by using this general electronic configuration, we decide the group of the element. If a element having a general electronic configuration NS2NP3, then it is, so this is NP1, this is NP2 and this is NP3. So if the element having a general electronic configuration NS2NP3, then it is a 15th group element, that is nitrogen family. So what are the elements present in nitrogen family? So nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. All these are elements of nitrogen family. All are having same electronic configuration NS2NP3. And now today we discuss about the properties of the compounds of 13th group elements. Compounds of group 13 elements. So from today onwards we discussed about compounds. So compounds of 13th group element, 14th group as well as 15th group elements. So 13th group is nothing but boron family. Boron family. Now what are the compounds of boron family? So first compound is boranes. First one is boranes. So these are the compounds of boron, that is nothing but boranes. So now what is borane? Borane is simply hydrides of boron. Hydrides of boron is known as boranes, are also defined as boron hydrides. Boron hydrides are simply known as boranes. So hydrogen plus boron, that is nothing but boron hydride. So that is nothing but boranes. So basing on the number of boron atoms and hydrogen atom, these are classified into 5 types. Boranes are classified into 5 types basing on the number of boron atoms as well as hydrogen atoms. These are, first one, closoboranes. Closoboranes. So having a general formula BnHn plus 2. BnHn plus 2, where n is number of atoms. So n may be 1, 2, 3 and so on like that. If a compound having a general formula BnHn plus 2, then the type of boron is nothing but closoborane. And the second one is nidoborane. Nido. So nidoboranes means it is having a general formula BnHn plus 4. So n number of borons and n plus 4 number of hydrogens, then it is known as a nidoborane. And the third one is arachnoborane. Arachnoborane. So it is having a general formula BnHn plus 6. And fourth one is hypoboranes. Hypo, having a general formula BnHn plus 8. And finally last one is cladoboranes, having a general formula BnHn plus 10. So these are the classification of boranes. All are having boron atom as well as hydrogen atom. Therefore, hydrides of boron or boron hydrides is known as boranes. So these are the 5 types of boranes. But here the important boranes are nidoboranes as well as arachnoboranes. Therefore, the important boranes having a general formula BnHn plus 4 for nido and BnHn plus 6 for, so for nidoborane it is n plus 4 and for arachnoborane the general formula is BnHn plus 6. So these are the important boranes. Now what are the examples for arachno as well as nidoboranes? Examples. First example is B2H6. B2H6. So 2 number of boron atoms and 6 number of hydrogen atoms. So it is having a general formula BnHn plus 4. So where n is 2. N is equal to 2. Therefore, it is having a general formula BnHn plus 4. That is why this is the example for nidoborane. This is the example for nidoborane. And this type of borane is known as diborane. Di means 2. So here 2 number of boron atoms are there. Therefore, this type of borane is known as a diborane. Therefore, diborane is a nidoborane because it is having a general formula BnHn plus 4. And next example B4H10. So it is having a general formula BnHn plus 6 because 4 plus 6 is equal to 10. Therefore, where n is equal to 4, and this is also example for arachnoborane. And here boron, there are 4 number of boron atoms are there. That is why this is known as a tetraborane. Tetra means 4. So B4H10 is a arachnoborane and its name is tetraborane. Next examples B5H9. This is known as a pentaborane. Penta means 5 number of boron atoms. Pentaborane. And also B5H11. This is also pentaborane, but first one is a nidoborane because it is BnHn plus 4. So this is nidoborane and it is more stable compared to arachnoborane. So this is unstable. Both are pentaboranes because B5, there are 5 number of atoms of boron is there, therefore all these are examples for pentaborane, and also this is for nidoborane and this is for arachnoborane. Next one, B6 H10, this is hexaborane. Next, B9 H15, so there are 9 atoms, hence it is known as enneaborane. And next, B10 H14, this is known as decaborane. Deca means 10. So 10 number of boron atoms are there, hence it is a decaborane. So these are the classification of borons basing on number of boron atoms as well as hydrogen atoms. So these are 5 types. So main important are nidoboranes as well as arachnoboranes, having a general formula Bn Hn plus 4 for nidoborane and Bn Hn plus 6 for arachnoborane. And examples of borane are diborane, tetraborane, pentaborane, hexaborane, and finally decaborane. So all these are hydrates of boron, simply known as boranes. All these are boranes, that is nothing but hydrides of boron. Hydrides of boron. Now what are the properties of boranes? So first example is diborane. So this is important essay question in your syllabus, that is diborane. Diborane formula is B2H6. So what are the uses of diborane and what are the physical properties of diborane and what are the reactions of diborane and finally structure of diborane. So first one is properties. What are the properties? Next one is uses. So what are the uses of diborane? Next one is preparations. So how to prepare diborane? And last one is structure. So what is the structure of diborane? So all these properties are explained in this essay question. So now first one is diborane. So this is the hydride of boron having a general formula BnHn plus 4. Therefore this is the example for a nidoborane. It is a nidoborane. Now diborane B2H6. So first property. So diborane is a powerful toxic gas. Diborane is a powerful toxic gas. It is having a high tendency towards oxygen and hydrogen along with water molecule. It is having high affinity towards oxygen and water. That is why it does not obtain in nature. So it is not naturally occurring compound. It is not occurring naturally. And also it cannot be prepared directly from boron. It cannot be prepared directly from boron, that is element of this compound. It is always prepared by indirectly. It is always indirectly prepared from different compounds. Indirectly prepared from compounds. So these are the main properties of diborane. First one is diboron is a powerful toxic gas. Second one is it is having high affinity towards oxygen and water, therefore it does not occur in nature directly, and it cannot be prepared directly from elements of compound, that is boron. And final one is it is always prepared indirectly from different compounds. Now what are the preparations of diboron? So there are three preparation methods. First one is from NaBH4, sodium borohydride, Na sodium boron hydride. So this is nothing but sodium borohydride. So from sodium borohydride diboron is prepared. So like this. So 3 moles of sodium borohydride is reacted with 4 moles of BF3, that is boron trifluoride. It gives diboron, that is B2H6, and also NaBF4, sodium borofluoride. So here it is 4 moles and it is 2 moles. So whenever sodium borohydride is reacted with boron trifluoride, it gives a diboron. So this is the first preparation method of diboron from sodium borohydride. Now second one, from LiAlH4, lithium aluminum hydride. So whenever lithium aluminum hydride is reacted with BCl3, so 3 moles of LiAlH4, lithium aluminum hydride is reacted with BCl3, 4 moles of BCl3 boron trichloride, it gives diboron, B2H6 and LiCl and also AlCl3. So this is the second preparation method in which LiAlH4 reacted with BCl3 boron trichloride, it gives a diboron. It gives a diboron. And third preparation method is reaction of NaBH4 with H2SO4. Reaction of sodium borohydride with H2SO4 gives diboron, B2H6, and also here Na2SO3, Na2SO4. So whenever sodium borohydride is reacted with H2SO4, it gives B2H6. So these are the three preparation methods in which first one, sodium borohydride is reacted with BF3, it gives diboron. In the second method, lithium aluminum hydride reacted with BCl3, it gives diboron. In the case of third one, sodium borohydride is reacted with H2SO4, it gives diboron. So all these three are very important preparation methods for diboron. So all are prepared indirectly from different compounds. So this is sodium borohydride, this is lithium aluminum hydride, this is also sodium borohydride. So all these are prepared indirectly. So these are the preparation methods. Now properties. Just wait. properties. Properties of diborane. Properties of diborane B2H6. So first property, whenever B2H6 is explored with oxygen, it gives B2O3. So B2H6 plus O2 gives B2O3. This reaction is a exothermic reaction and it involves nearly 482 kilocalories. This is a exothermic reaction in which high amount of heat energy is released. Therefore, this energy is used as a fuel for rockets. Therefore, diborane is used as a fuel for rockets because here whenever diborane is burns with oxygen, it burns with oxygen, it gives B2O3 and delta H. So what is delta H? Delta H is nothing but amount of heat energy. H means enthalpy. H means enthalpy. So delta H, that is nothing but change in heat energy. So in this reaction, the change in heat energy is minus 482 kilocalories. It means the amount of heat energy released during this process, that is equal to minus 482, where minus represents it is a exothermic reaction. Minus represents exothermic reaction, that is amount of heat energy released during this process, that is delta H is equal to minus 482 kilocalories. Therefore, it is used as a fuel for rockets. So that is the first property. Now second one. Second one is hydrolysis reaction. So what is hydrolysis reaction? Hydrolysis is nothing but addition of water. Diborane is hydrolysis with water, it gives H3BO3, that is nothing but boric acid. H3BO3 is known as boric acid. So along with hydrogen atoms. Therefore, during this process, 2 moles of hydrogen is removed from the diborane. Therefore, this is a oxidation reaction. So what is oxidation reaction? Addition of oxygen is known as oxidation, or removal of hydrogen is known as oxidation. So in this reaction, whenever B2H6 is reacted with water, that is nothing but hydrolysis, it gives boric acid along with H2. Therefore, this is a oxidation reaction. It means boron B2H6 itself undergoes oxidation. That is why this is used as a reducing agent. Reducing agent. So what is reducing agent? Reducing agent is nothing but itself undergoes oxidation and it can reduce remaining compounds. Then it is known as a reducing agent. So in this equation, diborane hydrolysis gives boric acid by the removal of hydrogen gas. So H2 molecule is removed from the borane, therefore it is a oxidation reaction. It means B2H6 undergoes oxidation, therefore it is used as a reducing agent. So this is the second one. First one is reaction with oxygen and second one is reaction with H2O. Now third one. Third one is reaction with ammonia, NH3. So whenever diborane is reacted with NH3, it gives a compound known as B3N3H6. B3N3H6. This is known as inorganic benzene. Inorganic benzene. B3N3H6 is known as inorganic benzene because it is having a chemical formula similar to benzene. So what is the chemical formula for benzene? C6H6. So here H6. For C6 there are 3 boron atoms as well as 3 nitrogen atoms. Therefore both are having a similar chemical formula and also similar physical properties. Similar physical properties. That is why B3N3H6, this is known as borazole. Borazole. B3N3H6 is known as borazole, and it is also known as inorganic benzene because it is having a chemical formula similar to benzene as well as physical properties are also similar with benzene. Therefore borazole is known as a inorganic benzene. So this is the third property. Now fourth one. So fourth one is reactions with alkenes. Reactions with alkenes. Alkenes are also known as olefins. Olefins. So whenever diborane reacted with olefin B2H6 reacted with alkene. So what is the formula for alkene? CH2 double bond CH2. That is nothing but ethene. So whenever 3 moles of ethene is reacted with diborane, it gives trialkyl borane. Trialkyl. So this is ethyl C2H5. So therefore this is nothing but triethyl borane, and this process is also known as hydroboration. Hydroboration. So alkene reacted with diborane, it gives trialkyl borane. This is a trialkyl borane. So trialkyl borane is nothing but hydroboration reaction. So diborane is used as a hydroboration process. So all these are the reactions of diborane. So first one is explode or burns with oxygen gives B2O3, and second one is hydrolysis of diborane gives H3BO3 along with H2, and third one is reaction with NH3, it gives borazole, and fourth one is reaction with alkenes, it gives trialkyl borane. So here it is ethyl because it is having 2 carbon atoms. If it is having 3 carbon atoms, then it is tripropyl. So trialkyl borane. Now next one is uses. So what are the uses of diborane? Uses of diborane. So first one is used as a rocket fuel. Used as a rocket fuel. So borane reacts with oxygen, it gives B2O3 and it is a exothermic reaction. So much amount of heat energy is released, that is why this is used as a fuel for rockets. And second one is used as a catalyst. Used as a catalyst for polymerization reactions. Polymerization reactions. So here 2 different terms. One is catalyst. So what is catalyst? Catalyst is nothing but a substance which does not involve in the reaction but whose presence gives increase in rate of reaction. then that substance is known as catalyst. For example, in the preparation of ammonia, N2 plus 3H2 gives 2NH3. So this process is known as Haber's process for the preparation of ammonia. Generally this reaction is very slow, but in presence of iron, this reaction is very fast. Here iron is known as a catalyst. It means it does not involve in the reaction. So in reactant side or in a product side, it does not involve in the reaction, but whose presence the rate of this reaction is increases. That is why iron is known as a catalyst. So similarly, diboron is used as a catalyst for polymerization reactions. So what is polymerization reaction? Polymerization is nothing but preparation of polymer is known as polymerization. If suppose n moles of A is polymerized and gives AN, where A is known as a monomer. So n number of monomers combine to each other to form a large molecule, that is nothing but a polymer. And the process of formation of this polymer from monomer is known as polymerization. This is nothing but polymerization. So in this polymerization reactions, diboron is used as a catalyst. So this is the second use of diboron. Now third one. So third one is used as a reducing agent. So diboron is useful as a reducing agent. So what is reducing agent? Itself undergoes oxidation and it can reduce the remaining compounds. So here diboron is used as a reducing agent. Fourth one is hydrocarbon reactions or simply hydroboration. B2H6 involves hydroboration reaction. It is useful for the preparation of amines, ketones, like that. So many organic compounds are prepared by using B2H6 because it involves in hydroboration reaction. And last application is B2H6 is used for the preparation of B3N3H6, that is inorganic benzene, borazole. So borazole is prepared from B2H6. So these are the main uses of diboron. And last topic for this diboron is structure. Structure of diboron. Structure of diboron. Right. So this is very important because here diboron is a electron deficient compound. Diboron is electron deficient compound. So what is the meaning of electron deficient compound? Whenever a compound having less number of electrons than the required for the formation of a covalent bond, that is nothing but electron deficient compound. Write the definition. If a compound having less number of electrons, for the formation of covalent bonds, present in the molecule, So then that compound is known as a electron deficient compound. So here diboron is a electron deficient compound because, so look at the structure of diboron. So BH3 This is simply nothing but B2H6. So in general, its structure is like this: hydrogen, hydrogen, hydrogen. So this is B3H6. How many bonds are there? How many covalent bonds? So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there is a B bond. Therefore, totally there are 7 bonds. There are 7 bonds between the atoms. So for 7 bonds, how many electrons are required? So each bond is formed by 2 electrons. Therefore, here there are 14 electrons required. 14 electrons are required. But how many electrons are there? So in the case of B2H6, boron. So what is the atomic number of boron? It is 5, and electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. So how many electrons? So here valence electrons. So 2 electrons in s orbital and 1 electron in p orbital. Therefore, total valence electrons is equal to 3. So in diborane there are 2 boron atoms. Therefore, total number of available electrons in outermost orbitals are 2 into 3, that is equal to 6. And how many hydrogens are there? There are 6 hydrogens. There are 6 hydrogens. Each hydrogen having only 1 electron. Because hydrogen atomic number is 1, therefore it is having 1s1 electronic configuration. Therefore, only 1 electron is present in their orbital, and totally there are 6 electrons. Therefore, 6 into 1, therefore it is equal to 6. Therefore, total number of electrons present in diborane is 6 electrons in both the boron atoms and 6 electrons in hydrogen atoms. So totally there are 12 electrons only. There are only 12 electrons, but there are 7 bonds. Therefore, they required 14 electrons, but it is only having 12 electrons. That is why this is a electron deficient compound, EDC. So the compound not having enough number of electrons than required for bonding, that is known as electron deficient compound. So here diborane is a electron deficient compound. That is why it is always reacted with compounds having lone pair of electrons. Diborane is always reacted with a compounds having lone pair of electrons. If suppose ether, CH3OCH3, dimethyl ether. So here there exists a lone pair of electrons at the oxygen atom. Hence, diborane is easily reacted with ether because it is electron deficient compound, that is less number of electrons. Hence, it is always reacted with a compound having a lone pair of electrons, that is either diethyl ether or amines or NH2. So here nitrogen having a lone pair of electrons. Therefore, diborane is easily reacted with amines and also CO, carbonyl. So here also oxygen having a lone pair of electrons. Therefore, diborane is also easily reacted with a compound which is having a lone pair of electrons. Therefore, the possible structure for diborane is given by Dilthey. So scientist name Dilthey. So Dilthey proposed a structure like this: hydrogen, hydrogen, so this is the proposed structure of Dilthey for diborane. So in this there are totally 6 hydrogen atoms, but these are having 2 types of hydrogens. These are known as terminal hydrogens. These are known as terminal hydrogens. Therefore, according to Dilthey, in diborane 4 hydrogen atoms are terminal hydrogens and 2 hydrogen atoms are bridged hydrogens. HT is nothing but terminal. terminal hydrogen atoms, and Hb, it represents bridged hydrogens. Therefore, diborane having two different sets of hydrogens, 4 are terminal hydrogens and 2 are bridged hydrogens, where the bond length between B and H is 1.19 angstroms, whereas the bond length between boron and bridged hydrogen is 1.33 angstroms. So it means there is a difference between bond length between hydrogen and boron. In general, BH bond length, boron hydrogen bond length in normal compounds is equal to 1.19 angstrom. So basing this rule, this value, normal BH having 1.19 bond length, and also here terminal hydrogens are also having same bond length. Hence, these 4 hydrogens behaves as normal, whereas here bond length is increases. So it means it is weak bond compared to this terminal BH bond. Therefore, these 2 hydrogen atoms behaves differently. That is why these are referred as bridged hydrogens. So anyway, B2H6 having 2 different types of hydrogens. These are bridged hydrogens as well as terminal hydrogens. Now, formation of bonds B2H6 in B2H6. So boron atomic number is 5, having electronic configuration 1s2 and 2s2 2p1. So here this is s orbital having 2 electrons, and this is p orbital having only 1 electron in ground state. Whenever this electron is excited, then the configuration is boron like this. So in s orbital there is only 1 electron, and in p orbital there are 2 electrons. So totally here this s orbital and all these p orbitals involved in the bond formation. Finally, boron undergoes sp3 hybridization. sp3 hybridization, because here there is no double bond between boron and hydrogen, all are single covalent bonds. Therefore, it is a sp3 hybridized boron. It means only having single bonds. If a compound having double bonds, then hybridization is sp2. If it is having a triple bond, then it is sp. So in the case of diborane, there are only hydrogens and boron atoms, all are having a BH single bond. Therefore here boron undergoes sp3 hybridization. So 1 orbital from s orbital and 3 orbitals in p orbital. So totally there are 4 orbitals. 4 orbitals having 1, 2, 3 electrons. 4 orbitals having 3 electrons. Similarly, for second boron atom also, for second boron also having 4 orbitals as well as 3 electrons. Now, terminal hydrogens. Hydrogen atomic number 1. So it is having electronic configuration 1s1. So here outer orbital configuration is 1s1, and this is only s orbital having a single electron. So the structure for diborane is, so this is the proposed structure by Dilthey. There exists a BH terminal bonds, there are 4 bonds. So each hydrogen atom is bonded with boron atom, gives a sigma bond, again sigma bond. So there are totally 4 sigma bonds for BH terminals. So this electron, that is 1s electron present in hydrogen atom, is bonded with one of the electron present in sp3 of boron, gives a sigma bond. So here 4 sigma bonds are formed due to overlapping of 1s orbital of hydrogen atom plus sp3 orbital of boron atom. So there are 4 orbitals. So out of 4, 2 orbitals are bonded with 2 hydrogens. So here boron orbital overlapping with this hydrogen and this hydrogen also. Therefore, out of 4 orbitals present in boron atom, 2 orbitals overlapping with hydrogen forms 2 sigma bonds. Similarly, for second carbon also boron atom also, there are 2 more sigma bonds. Therefore, totally there are 4 sigma bonds. So stop here today. Remaining structure of diboron is explained on next class. Thank you.